My grandmother lived at Lambeers, and then she married Arthur John Luxton of Great Oakwell.
And then, so they grew up next to each other in adjacent farms?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was quite a romance, was it?
Looks like it, I don't know. Well, I presume so. Yeah. And they had two children, my father, Arthur Henry, and Dorothy Maud, which was Mrs. Hancock of Clapworthy Mills Ciders.
So she married the Hancocks?
Yeah, yeah.
So tell me a bit about your dad.
Well, he went to Kingsnipton School. It was in the church hall back then, the school.
And tell me which family your mum came from.
Lucas at Lakehead. She was the elder daughter of William and Annie Lucas. And there was a son that was older, William anyway, I know, and then a younger daughter, Beatrice. So there was three of them to that family.
And the family's still living there now, aren't they?
Yes, the Lucas family are, Lucas Ridge family, yes.
What did your dad do during the war, do you know?
Farming. He didn't have to go into any services or anything, because he was, well, an only son, but he was the farmer, so farmers didn't have to go. No.
But they had a big job on the farm during the war, didn't they?
Well, yes, I imagine it was very difficult.
Because I think they had a certain amount of crops they had to grow to feed the country.
Yes, potatoes and whatever. I mean, I'm not sure, because I wasn't really old enough to understand too much about the farming life back then.
And all the time you had a sister 7 years older than you, so I guess the two of you didn't have a lot to do with each other?
Well, no, not really, because, you know, she was a lot older and didn't take too much notice of me. So I had a cat for a friend, played with her.
Can you remember the name of the cat?
Mousy. Yes.
A good name for a farm cat.
It was. And then Dad used to get out early in the morning, and he'd leave the door open and Mousy would be in, and she would creep upstairs and into my bedroom, and Mother would say, "Oh, you've got that cat again." But she didn't mind, really.
So Mousy would creep into bed with you?
She would, yes.
And there was that lovely photograph of your parents. Was that their wedding day? What was that?
That was when they were off on their honeymoon. They went to London, which was a big thing back then. But I think Mother had some cousins, but I can't quite remember their names or anything. But I think they stayed with sort of distant relatives.
Like you say, that was a big trip.
It was a big trip.